Welcome to iHeart Life, the how-to of spiritual living. This is episode 5, Mindful Awareness, and I'm your host, Yvette Bolin. Welcome. So last week, Dr. Steve and I talked about getting clear on our goals and how to go about an effective goal-setting process. If you haven't listened to episode 4 yet, I'd listen to that one first and then listen to today's. One key component in that process was mindful awareness, or mindfulness. A very Buddhist practice in nature, as in awakening, but a concept that's caught on scientifically as well. It's actually become very mainstream and accessible with the Western growth of yoga and Tai Chi, as all different outlets here are drawing on its importance in everyday life. Scientists and doctors are realizing the benefits of mindfulness in treatment and healing. And colleges now offer related graduate studies, like UC San Diego's Center for Mindfulness, as part of the psychiatry program. Even companies like Google are incorporating mindfulness programs into leadership training. Why has it gone mainstream? Because stress and anxiety pervade our world today. Work-related stress accounts for 70 to 90% of all medical visits. Stress hinders any healing process. Because it's so rampant, stress has become a widespread concern. And what is stress? But struggling with what is. Fighting against what is in this moment. Struggling and refusing what's real. Sound insane? Yeah. You know, the problem isn't ever in the disease. It isn't ever in the cancer or in the loss of a loved one. It's in our response to it. It's in our denial, anger, grief, fear, resistance, in our stress. It's our decision to struggle against what occurred, to refuse it almost, instead of accept it. With acceptance comes mindful awareness and clarity, and vice versa. They go hand in hand. Spiritual enlightenment builds on that mental clarity. Whatever the reason, stress reduction or enlightenment, mindfulness is a powerful tool that connects us to peace. It makes us more present to our life experience. Just think of the good that comes from taking in the moment, an event, a person, without criticism. Gratitude comes, peace, enjoyment, excitement, thorough engagement, better relationships, better sex, better communication, better outlook on life, because we're not caught up in our heads. So what is mindful awareness or mindfulness? The best definition I've heard is by John Kabat-Zinn, author of Wherever You Go, There You Are, and founder of mindfulness-based stress reduction. He defines it as moment-to-moment, non-judgmental awareness. It is awakening to each moment, opening our eyes to the present moment and looking at it without judgment or criticism, being open to the perspective of wonder and awe, taking it in just as it is without labeling it or reducing it to something you can process. Our need to process things in order to understand them is what separates us from the present moment, because our left brain comes in and begins its doing work. Absent-minded tunnel vision work. We can be in one of two states in any moment, being or doing. When we are present, we are being here, being present, being alive. It's a right-brained essence. When we get caught up in doing, I have to do this, I have to go there, act and then react, that's doing. Our left brain approach. The linear, pragmatic, logical side of us. We as a society are predominantly in our left brains, always rationalizing, analyzing, comparing, criticizing, gossiping, etc., etc. John Kabat-Zinn says, mindfulness is learning how to stop all your doing and shift over to a being mode. Learning how to make time for yourself, how to slow down and nurture calmness and self-acceptance in yourself. learning to observe what your mind is up to from moment to moment, how to watch your thoughts and let go of them without getting so caught up and driven by them, how to make room for new ways of seeing old problems, and for perceiving the interconnectedness of things. Mindful awareness helps people calmly look at life and separate an event, an experience, from their impending reaction, seeing that anything is only their reaction to it, hopefully causing them to be slower to react, if at all, and instead respond with more awareness and acceptance. So the difference you could feel firsthand with more mindful awareness is more peace, more joy, more compassion. Nervousness turns to calmness. We become composed and collected. We give our full attention to the task or the person at hand. We stay in the flow of life. We remain calm despite the chaos, crisis going on around us. The physiological benefits of mindfulness, as outlined in the book, The Blissful Brain, Neuroscience and Proof of the Power of Meditation, are lower blood pressure, boosted immune system, bodily relaxation, and decreased depression. The psychological benefits are reduced anxiety, decreased perception of stressors, disciplined thought monitoring, improved attention spans, improved emotional processing, improved coping strategies, improved social functioning, and increased optimism. And I like to say the spiritual benefits are mental stillness and detached awareness. Detached awareness meaning to be able to observe something without attaching yourself to it. Seeing it for what it is without taking it personal or giving it a name, clinging to it, or making it into something bigger than it is. To figuratively stand away from something at arm's length to get a broader perspective on it. To know we don't see the whole picture from our vantage point. And so allowing it to be and drawing no conclusions. It doesn't mean that you don't get close to anybody. If anything, the fact that you're not labeling that person, not expecting this or that to happen before a person means something to you, that's peace. That's a healthy relationship. That's the beauty of love. So you can see why this would be a likely prescription for medical patients today. Why doctors would actually prescribe mindfulness techniques to their patients. But it serves everyone. We all have our ailments. We all deal with something. When we aren't mindful, in other words, when we are unconscious or asleep, so to speak, we walk easily distracted, easily absorbed into the media and what everyone else tells us to think and believe, easily brought to anger and varying emotions, easily susceptible to the whims of society, its nature, and its complaints. By becoming aware of how we show up to a situation or event, we can choose how we present ourselves. We can remain calm, or we can spiral out of control. We can participate fully and authentically in every moment and not get lost in the past or the future, or get caught up in our thoughts, emotions, beliefs, but instead let each moment carry its own new significance. We don't know what will come the next minute, let alone come tomorrow. But with mindful awareness, the unknown doesn't present a problem, but more opportunities for growth and enlightenment. You and I can consciously perceive each moment as offering its very best to us, whatever that is, and allow it to be. Okay. So your challenge this week is to take 3 big, lung-filling deep breaths whenever you are faced with anxiety or stress. Inhale deeply. Exhale deeply. Become mindful of yourself and your emotions and habitual nature in any given instance. Immediately when you feel anger creeping in, say in an argument with a friend or a spouse, close your eyes and take 3 big, deep breaths before you say anything else. When your dog pees on the Persian rug for the 5th time, take 3 big, deep breaths. When you get bad news, take 3 big, deep breaths. When your child is not where he said he'd be, take 3 cleansing, calming, deep breaths. The underlying challenge here really is to avoid the urge to react blindly, to react for the sake of reacting and expressing your discontent or disapproval. I've heard it said that complaining is what we do when we don't know what else to do. So that seemingly involuntary reaction to complain, resist, or deny, take 3 deep breaths instead and reconsider all that's available to you in the following moment. To walk away, hug it out, speak more calmly, listen with open ears to the other side. You know, today was just an introduction to mindful awareness. There's so much more to talk about. In the upcoming weeks, we'll get into how to attain mindful awareness through meditation. We'll get into how to do meditation for the left brainers and the right brainers. So be sure to subscribe and stay looped into iHeartLife. For more information on this and links to some informative sites on mindfulness, visit our website at iHeartLifeinc.com. Also, I have some more free information and videos that I send out just via email, so our newsletter subscribers will get that information. On the website, you'll see an area to sign up for the newsletter. You might want to do that as well. And thank you again, guys, for joining me. Until next time, stay calm. Peace and light.